Hey, Nation back with Howard Cohen, my favorite journalistic fire starter and pot stirrer. So how you doing, man? You've done it again.
I'm
First of
busy.
all, how you doing?
I'm busy stirring the pot. I'm all good.
All right. Well, you dropped a piece recently in Channel Insider about if we're not a channel anymore, what are we? So what are we, Howard?
A club? No, we're not a club. Um, you know, I've had so many back and forth since the article with a lot of people, and of course, our good friend and data daddy Jay McBain says we're an ecosystem, and 30 years of being a Microsoft partner has made me sick of the word ecosystem. But and I'm not a fish, and I don't precipitate, so I don't feel I'm part of an ecosystem. So no, but seriously, for a long time now, I've been saying that what's the difference between my engineers, doctors, accountants, lawyers? What's the difference? They all vend their skills and their time for a reasonable fee, in some cases, an unreasonable fee. But yet, all of them are accorded a different level of respect and recognition, mainly because they have a license and an accreditation. They have diplomas on the wall like you do. They have all kinds of, things that say, this is a professional person, you can buy their services. And it just struck me long ago that, wow, we should have that. I mean, I look at my guys, they're easily as bright as my lawyer, and probably more so. So, so it's been an on and off conversation.
Oh, sure.
For years. And the challenge, of course, is that, I draw the parallel with medicine, right? I think medicine's the easiest one.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Because, I'm the doctor, right? Let's say I'm the doctor. I'm not here to sell you medications, nor am I here to sell you arm braces or whatever, or God forbid, prosthetic devices. I'm not here to sell you any of that. I'm here to perform some procedures. And if you need medication, I'm going to recommend, because a prescription is really just a recommendation. So, okay, I'm going to recommend this one. You're going to go and you're going to buy it from your pharmacy. And that's how Big Pharma gets doctors doing their bidding. I see a parallel here. If I talk to an engineer, they're not there to sell you a server or sell you a particular endpoint. They're there to serve you the implementation of a solution to your business problem. And if that means that you have to sell them certain products, they'll hook you up with somebody who can sell those to you. Because if you look around, fewer and fewer of our fellows are selling products anymore at all.
Yeah. Let me jump in here. And I really did enjoy your piece. So back when I, carried the bag day to day as a computer guy, aka MSP. So mid 90s, I joined a large regional accounting firm, Clark Nuber, and 150 employees, and I headed up their networking practice. When I took over, I immediately got us out of the sale of hardware and software because, this was a glass tower, 36th floor, white collar accounting firm. And you had delivery people schlepping hardware on the elevator and down the hallway. And first of all, it was a little bit unbecoming of a top shelf accounting firm. Number two, it's not what I do, right? I got us out and we focused on the billable hours back in the day and the things that made us money. And I'm really proud of that because I would bill my time when I would go to this large commercial real estate firm. I'd sit down with the CEO and we'd kind of spec out a few laptops and a new SBS server. I had his credit card in my hand and I would call or go on the web, but I would order the equipment with his credit card, Howard. And so I never really went through distribution. Don't tell the disties that. And I never really sold hardware. It's not what I do. So I really liked your article because you were describing me back in the day, quite frankly.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go back 10 years further to the mid 80s. When they put me in charge of services at Computer Factory, it was to bring a service mentality to the service department. Sales mentality to the service department. And that was 40 something years ago. And only in the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years has everybody been really making that transition. But a lot of us are there now. And the ones who are not, maybe they're an ecosystem. Maybe they are still functioning as a channel from a manufacturer all the way through to a customer. But most of our colleagues work the way you just described yourself.
Yeah.
That's the standard now. And I just, that's not a channel.
Yeah, no, it's not. Accountants wouldn't call themselves a channel. And again, maybe to highlight one point, the irony that I was in a professional services group, a public CPA firm,
Yep.
where they dress for success and they have to pass the exam and get accredited. And each year they have the continuing ed. Dude, it was perfect for me. I mean, that's my mentality.
Okay, so having said that, you can probably imagine how many times I've been banging heads at CompTIA. Let's come up with an accreditation program. Let's come up with something that declares our people professionals. And for some reason, it's not something they can do. And it may be because they're not an institute of higher education. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I did see that Carl was putting together an organization to do that.
Yeah, let's end on that. Yeah, you end your article that way, and we'll end the podcast that way. So go ahead. Yeah,
well, he's put together, and I apologize for forgetting the name, but it's basically the purpose of the new organization is to promote the idea that we should be professionals. We should have professional.
National Society of IT Service Providers. Yes, sir.
National Society of IT Service Providers. Right. Yeah. And if they are able to get a collective voice, get enough people, to show that, hey, this is something the entire industry wants, I am sure there is an Institute of Higher Learning somewhere that can help us do that. And I actually just gave myself an idea as to who can be the leverage point.
Well, there we go.
You've probably seen Angel Pinero's recent events. He held an event. He's the vice president of academic partnerships for CompTIA. After like 30 years doing what we do and running a service organization, there he is at CompTIA. And he held a session recently where 5 IT professionals gave out advice about how to get into the industry, how to get educated for it, how to be prepared. He said they were targeting 500 graduates, students, basically, and said, if we can get 500, that would be great. On the day that they gave the presentation, he signed up 9,600 people, and 5,600 were on the session. So, I mean, there's a definite hunger out there for it. And that up-level that hunger, I've got to believe that if Carl is successful in massing everybody together and we can speak as one collective voice, then you don't need me stirring the pot. We have everybody stirring the pot.
Yeah. And a shout out to Carl. He's the right guy to do it. So, well, hey, Howard, I got to bounce. We'll see you next time, but keep up the good work.
Thank you, Harry. Good to see you.
The interview, because all I have to do is go to one of your recent drops.